Hey detailers, podcast sponsor Joe here from Autofiber Australia. As pro detailers, we are all about using the highest quality products for our customers when it comes to compounds, chemicals, and ceramic coatings. But what about microfiber? Are you using cheap towels that get used once and then tossed into the bin? You need to try out our amazing Autofiber range of microfiber. Seriously, it is the best stuff going around. Use our exclusive podcast code 15DDUP and get 15% off when you purchase any of our premium Korean or Chinese made microfiber. We have a wide range of products that are tailor-made to last a long haul, so you get the best value for money and your customers will appreciate it. Go to autofiber.com.au or find us on Instagram to make your purchase and check out our range. Now back to the podcast.
Welcome to the Detailing Down Under podcast, the place for everything auto detailing in Australia right now. Here's your host, Dale Guthrie.
G'day and welcome to the Detailing Down Under podcast. I'm your host, Dale Guthrie. Back and into it. Welcome back, and hopefully everyone's been having a good week and been quite busy as well. So, and hopefully been enjoying the last few pods as well. So they've been pretty good quality ones, and as I say, every week's good quality, and this one is no different. But I'll get into it shortly. But I'll just make a shout out that if you haven't already heard that we do have some merch available, so hit me up or hit up our Instagram and you'll see we have some shirts available there. So, and shout out to the people who already ordered. So been tagging us already into that, which is awesome to see, which is pretty funny and a bit overwhelming, but it's good to support what we do as well. So it's good. But this one, we did talk about it a while back about getting into websites. So I always had this guy in mind. A few people did reach out and said, I've got a guy that does my websites. Feel free to reach out to him. But so I got Daniel from DM Design Studio all the way from the Gold Coast. So morning, Dan, how you going?
Yeah, morning, mate. How are you?
Pretty good. So I'll start with, I come across Dan, or we got in touch with each other. So it's a bit funny. He's in Gold Coast and I'm in South Australia, but he reaches out and he does a lot of detailing websites. So we'll probably touch on it a little bit more, but we'll get into it. So Dan, how long have you been doing websites for, and where did your brand start from?
Yeah, so I think it was the start of, 2019. So to give you like a little bit more background, basically I used to work at SeaWorld, funny enough, in the jet ski show. I was a professional jet ski rider. And then that was only like half days sort of thing. So towards the end of my job there, I started off actually just managing Instagram accounts for businesses. Like I would just do their posts for them, things like that, like a little bit of extra money sort of thing. And then, the contract came up where I was working, like my boss's contract to SeaWorld for the jet ski show came up, and it ended. And pretty much it was like, you either make this work or you're going to have to go get some sort of normal job or something like that, and I really didn't want to do that. So I pretty much just started off managing Instagram accounts, and this was for like $100 a week or something like that in the beginning. It wasn't much money, but then I just built it up and started doing like general posts for them with the hashtags and stuff like that. But then, as you would know, as a business owner, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, that's all well and good, but it's not actually generating money for them. Like it's good. Like, yes, they might get a customer here and there for that service, but it just wasn't hitting the mark on what everyone needed. So then I learnt in depth, you would say, like social media paid advertising. So that's Facebook and Instagram ads, and then obviously learnt Google advertising as well after that. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm doing all these advertising services, but then business owners would come to me and they'd be like, okay, but to do Google ads and things like that, you need a website. So it's like that, I guess, was the next step. And yeah, same sort of thing. Just basically started off building them, and I guess similar to most of the people that listen to this, car detailers, etc. Like I'm sure in the beginning, even yourself, Dale, you sort of just you detail something here and there. Like you start off with the basics like washing and whatnot, and then you sort of get into the ceramic coating and stuff like that. And it was basically the same for me. You start off with one service, and then you basically the learning process continues, and it still does to this day.
Yep. I actually want to touch on, because I'm a big jet ski fan, so I was like,
Yeah.
how did that even start? How did you even get into that show?
So yeah, so it goes back before that. So before that, I actually left school when I was 16. I got a contract to work over in China in a show over there. Like my dad and stuff always had jet skis, and then when I was 16, I managed to get my first stand-up jet ski. I sold my dirt bike or whatever. Like parents make you work for it, but they actually paid for it, sort of thing. And yeah, so then I got pretty good at that because I was I was actually like a BMX rider before that, so the skills sort of transitioned. And yeah, I think it was like I was about like 2-3 months out of finishing year 12, and this contract came up in China it was a 7-month contract, but that was yeah, left school, took the contract, moved there by myself, joined a team of I think it was like 15 people or something like that. And they were from all different parts of the world. They did flyboarding there as well. If you've heard of that, it's like where you fly. It's connected to the jet ski. So,
Yep.
But it was just a show with a fireworks box on the back, and it was timed to music and stuff like that. Yeah, the show still runs today. Like it still runs there today. And I did that for 1 year, and then when I come back to Australia, I then had a friend that worked in the jet ski show at SeaWorld, and then obviously my boss from the other show and then my boss at SeaWorld, they basically knew each other, and then I sort of got my foot in the door there, and yeah, that's basically how that started, and then moved to the jet ski show, and moved from north side of Brisbane where I grew up, moved down to the Gold Coast when I got that job there.
Yeah, right. That would have been a pretty cool lifestyle working there.
Yeah. I think it like, you say like 16 or I was 16 the whole time I was there. I'm going to nightclubs. I'm doing all that stuff because I was older, but then I turned 18 here, and like I haven't drunk. I'm 25 now, and like I haven't drunk alcohol since I was 19. So like I think I just really got it out of my system, and now I honestly just love working on my business and doing that side of things as well, and obviously still going jet skiing and stuff as well.
Mm. No, that's cool because yeah, I know a few other detailers are into jet skiing as well, so that's pretty cool background. So
Yeah, it's a bit different.
yeah. So was there much involved to learn the website building side of things?
Yeah, I guess like the actual advertising side of things gave me like a pretty good basis on what's needed on a website to make the advertising and websites work together. So I allowed for that when I was learning to build the sites. And I can't even, I think the first business I built, I think it was I think it might have been like an accountant or something like that. And yeah, but basically just started off with that. But then similar to yourself as well, I have like OCD. Like everything has to be like perfect. Like everything has to look good, and there can't be any mistakes, and nothing can be pixelated. And I make sure everything's like high quality. And yeah, I took that same approach to building the websites. Like I just make sure everything's clean. I make sure everything works the way it should. And but yeah, going back to what you said about building it, it's just I guess it's just like anything. Like the more you do it, like the first one might have taken me weeks and weeks to build, but then you just get better at it, and you obviously I learn as I do. Probably similar to yourself. You can watch a 1,000 videos on something, but until you're actually doing it, you don't like actually take those skills on and actually learn them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took quite a lot of time. Like I'd work all day, and then obviously at night time just continue learning. Like I'd have those people paying me with the social media stuff. So then that would cover the like my bills, and then I would be able to learn at night time the other skills, and just like I'd hate to know the amount of hours, probably like I always say back to you, like same as the detailing, the amount of hours you would have put into it to refine your skills is the same sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely go to town on some cars, and yeah, what I do is nothing to what some guys in Australia do and what they spend in quality. And on
Yeah,
on a
for sure.
car is ridiculous, but it's all worth it. So, how do you still do a lot of the social media advertise or the running the accounts for certain people and stuff?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I have a fair few clients that we manage like their paid ads for, like their social media ads, and the actual like Google advertisements as well, that we just manage on a monthly basis for them. Most of the time will be the ones that build the website for them, and then they'll be like, okay, well, I've got a website, but then I want to get the most out of this, so then they start advertising from there. So that's basically how those clients come on board. I don't as such go out anymore to advertise myself as like, hey, I'm a full all I do is marketing, because it's not exactly what we do. Like, I prefer to build the websites and then be able to do the marketing. It just makes your life easier, and then you can build it in the way that works for the marketing, I guess, and makes it look the best it can. Because anyone can, realistically, anyone can say boost a post on Facebook or whatnot, and send it to some random website, and that's not exactly what we do. It's like there's a back end thing on Facebook called Ads Manager, just for your listeners so they know. Boosting a post is Facebook's way of basically, it gives you very short-sighted look into who you're targeting. Like, you can target obviously the location, you can target the age ranges and things like that. But when the advertising's done properly, you can then, for example, retarget people that have watched a certain percentage of the video. You can retarget people that have been to your website. Probably similar when you say you're going to buy a pair of shoes or something. You go on to Google, you look up some Nike store or whatever it is, and then later on you're on Facebook and you see that same type of thing. That's all set up through Ads Manager, through a thing that's called the Facebook Pixel, which plugs into your website, and then Facebook can talk to the website. And same as Instagram, Facebook owns Instagram. So when I'm saying Facebook, I mean both platforms. So that's a more in-depth sort of idea, I guess, to give you more of an idea what actual like proper advertising does and the way it works.
Because there's a bit of that, like if you're like we always say, your phone's listen to you and stuff. Like, you'd be
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
around a table and going, "I'm looking at this," or next minute you go on Facebook, Instagram, next minute all these ads and stuff pop up with what you were
yeah,
just talking about, or obviously what you Google at.
yeah.
I think I've noticed if you see like a sponsored ad, or you sort of click on it, and then it shows up all these other sort of similar ads on the same market they're trying to sell. So it's
Yeah, it shows it shows you've shown the platform that you're interested in that type of thing. That a lot of people don't know, but when those like thousands of pages of like agreements that nobody reads, and you press accept, and then basically it just you're basically saying like, yes, they 100% listen to you. I know that for a fact, that the platforms listen to you. And if you think about it like this, if you have your iPhone next to you and you say, "Hey Siri," and then it brings up Siri, well, do you think it's not listening when you're not saying, "Hey Siri"? Like, it has to be listening
yeah,
the whole time, So
good
it,
point. Yes.
yeah, so it's not going to be like, "Oh, he didn't hate," so, it's common sense that would be listening to you the whole time.
Yeah. I've got mine turned off because she's annoying. So
Yeah, no, I don't use it either, but I guess it's real handy when you're driving and stuff like that.
yeah. No, that's interesting. So probably talk about the ads, because I don't know everything either in regards to this side of things. So with the ads, so would you prefer sort of with the Google ads, can they then show up on Facebook and Instagram, or is it best just to use like boost posts or
Yeah,
market
so
on Facebook separately?
I'll explain like the difference. So Google Ads is basically, think of it as an auction. You're bidding to be at the top of the page. And if someone clicks like, let's say, for example, they're typing in car detailing Sydney, someone types that into Google, and then you're bidding to be at the top of the page. If you win that auction, you're at the top, and then they click it, and then it's called cost per click advertising, because it costs you every time someone clicks it. It doesn't actually mean that someone is going to convert on your website. That's not what it means. It means that, okay, they've typed something in that you've given Google the keyword to that you want to run for, and they've clicked it and gone to your website from there. And then I guess you would say the mindset of someone that's Googling something is, you don't go to Facebook and type in like, let's say, for example, carpet cleaner near me, because you're going to do that on Google. So the type of person searching on Google is different to the type of person that's on Facebook. But with that being said, especially a keyword such as like car detailing Sydney, it'd be so commonly used, and it would be quite expensive to run for that, because so many other people would be running for that same type of keyword. So there's different things you can do. Like you can target like certain suburbs. Like I'm not, and off the top of my head, like familiar on exactly Sydney suburbs, but say it's like a smaller suburb, and then you put car detailing after it, it can then give you it might not be as much, because not as many people are using that keyword, and there's not as much competition for it. But yeah, so I guess that's the way. If you have any questions either, just let me know if I'm.
No, you're right. Yep.
And then with Facebook/Instagram ads, you're basically coming up to people that are on their phone, so they're scrolling Facebook and whatnot. And if that service that you're offering looks really good or enticing, then they're going to take action on it, however you want to set up the ads. You set up the ads for them to message you, lead form, go to your website, and then convert on the form, or you're just running an ad for people to actually get views. And it's one thing I learned with doing the advertising. It's actually like, it's insane how smart it is, right? So let's say, for example, I run an ad and I spend $100, and I tell it, I just want landing page views, which means I just want people to go to my website. I don't want them to do anything. I just want them to go there. It will send just random numbers, but let's just say it'll send 20 people to the landing page, and they won't do anything on there. But then if you set up the ad for $100 and you then make it go, I want conversions, it will get people to the website, and they'll fill in the form because you've set it up as a conversion. It knows the different types of traffic, and it's incredible how it works. And same with the ads. Like if you run an ad for video views, again, like, don't quote me on these numbers, but let's say it's like $10 for video views, you might get seen by 600 people that day. But if you ran that same ad to generate messages to your page for that same budget, you might only get seen by 200 people. You know what I mean? So it's a lot less than the other one, because the quality of the audience doesn't have to be as good, because obviously it's just wanting people to see a video. It's not wanting them to actually message you and have that intent to message your page. But yeah, I guess that's the difference. And with the Facebook and the Instagram ads, the biggest thing I see people do, they say, oh, it doesn't work for me. The Facebook and the Instagram's not working. I spent money on it. And I ask them how much you're spending on there, and they'll say, oh, I spent $5 a day or something like that. I get it. I get a lot of these people like a new business, and it's difficult to come up with funds and whatnot. But if you're going to spend money on the platform, like, for one, be consistent. To make sure that if you're going to run an ad, run it for like 2 weeks or at least, and make sure your budget's realistic. If you're going to run a billboard somewhere, it's going to cost you a lot more than $5 a day. And these are eyeballs on your business. So that would be my biggest tip to people that are running Facebook ads. Make your budget realistic. Make sure it's targeted to the right location, and be consistent. Don't run it for 1 or 2 days, because someone might see the ad once and they're like, oh yeah, cool, forgot about it. And then they don't get to see it again, or they don't get to see it 3 or 4 times. Like, it takes people a lot of times to see something to take action on it. They're not just going to see it first time and be like, yes, there will be people like that, but it's not as common as someone that sees it, like you buying anything. Like, say you bought your new Range Rover. Like, if you've seen Range Rover once, you're not really going to trust the brand. But when you see it so many times, then you have that brand in your mind as quality, and you wouldn't say it's consistent. It is consistent, but that's just an example of something coming up over and over again. And then you go, oh yeah, maybe I will do that. And I know for my business personally, I run obviously social media advertisements, Google advertisements, etc. for my services, and it makes a massive difference when it's consistent. Like if I run something for 2 days, which I don't, but say I did, you might get a message here and there, you might get lucky, maybe. But when it's consistent, it ups your chances a lot more, and you're giving the platform a chance to find your audience as well. That's another thing where Facebook and Instagram are very smart. Like they know, as you said, they listen to you. They know a lot more than you and I. They know a lot more than anyone because they have the data. But you have to give them a chance to use that data to actually get the people that you're looking for.
Yeah. So with I'll probably stick to the Facebook ads or the Instagram stuff. So they suggest when you put in a certain dollar amount, they have the certain amount of how many people it might reach.
Yep.
Do you reckon that's sort of realistic, or is that sort of a bit far-fetched sometimes?
It normally has a range. So it'll have, like, for example, this many to this many. Like it is realistic, but with the Facebook ads, it comes down to a lot how good your advertisement is. Like if you got like a really good video that people are going to engage with and just want to watch, like your cost per people viewing that, your cost per view will be a lot cheaper than some like bad quality video because people won't want it. So you'll get a lot more for your money, put it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that normally is pretty accurate. Like it's just, and sometimes it'll say, like, you create a campaign, you'll say like, oh, you're going to get no results, but you always get results. Like it's very uncommon that you don't get a result from an ad when you've run it consistent. Like there's just enough people out there, and as long as it's set up correctly, you're going to get some sort of reaction to it.
And probably touch on the consistency part. Like not everyone might post stuff for likes, like get the most likes or whatever, but it's about being consistent on social media in a way that then I think the algorithm to pick you up, and the more you're on it, the more people might not click on it and give it a like, but they'll see you're out there consistently. So when they do need detailing or whatever service, they'll be like, that guy's always on here. Let's look him up, or I've already looked him up.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to, going back to the Google thing, like if you're consistent on social media and they are looking for a detailer, for example, they're probably going to message you before they even Google it, because they're going to go, oh, this guy's come up on my feed all the time. He has high quality work and whatnot. Might as well ask him what he does, But going back a bit in time with Facebook and whatnot, back when Facebook first started, well, not when it first started, but, once everyone was sort of on it, as a business, you could do a post, say, for example, on your Facebook page, and it would reach, 80% of your audience or whatnot. Don't quote me on these percentages, but like just an example. Now I have a client, they have a Facebook page, has like, I think 13,000 likes or something. They'll post a picture without paying for an ad or whatnot, and it'll get seen by like 40 people. Because the platform went from, okay, let's get everyone on here, let's give everyone what they want the business to be seen and whatnot, and now they switched it because they go, okay, we're happy for you to be on here as a business, but it's pay to play. Like you have to pay us to get your business seen. It's very, very difficult as a business without, like say you have a personal brand and you have a personal large following, then you start a business. Yes, that works, because then you can use that following. But if it's just a new business, like, and you're on Facebook, yes, be consistent with your posts and whatnot so people have a reason to like and follow you. But it does come down to, you have to spend a bit of money on there to actually get new people in and get new results.
No, it's interesting. And what are you finding? Is Insta better than Facebook, or
it's funny? Yeah, it's funny you say that. So it was like, no matter what client I've ran ads for, no matter what industry it is, everyone will say in the beginning, like, oh yeah, no one's on Facebook, like Facebook's dead, everyone's on Instagram, blah, 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 which is true. But no matter how many ads I've run, no matter how much budget the client has, Facebook gets better results every time. Like, I don't know why. Everyone has a Facebook account, I guess. Like, you have Messenger or whatnot, you kind of have a Facebook account. So it, Facebook wins every time. But the good thing about the advertising and Facebook owning Instagram, you're best off letting when you're setting it up in the back end of things. I'm not sure about on the boosted posting. I don't boost post very often, but when you're setting up on the back end, you can give the ad, the account, the option when you're creating the campaign to share the budget between Facebook and Instagram. So
Yep.
it will choose where it thinks you're going to get the best results. And that's the best thing to do. Just leave it like that, because then you're letting the platform do its thing and work out where your clients are, and work out where it can get you the best results. And another thing too is people think, I guess, in their mind, and I used to think this a little bit too, like, years ago, you think, oh, they just want to take my money or whatnot. But you got to understand that the platform wants you to get results, because when you get results, you keep spending money with them. So if you're not getting results with the Facebook ads or the Instagram ads, something's probably not right. And you got to make some changes and test some different ads and things like that, and work out what works best for your business and what you're trying to what you're trying to actually sell people. But the platform wants you. The platform wants you to win. Like, it wants you to keep paying them. And if you're not winning, you're obviously going to get to the point where you're not paying. You don't want to pay them anymore.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What would be the biggest mistake on Facebook and Insta ads do you see? I think one off the top of my head is your audience.
Yeah, definitely audience. If you want to, I guess the biggest mistake people make with Facebook and Instagram ads, and even their personal accounts, and I see this a lot, and I used to make this mistake myself. Your Facebook and your Instagram account, like, and don't take offense to this, I'm not sure if you've done this type of thing before, but this is just giving a bit of advice.
Probably.
It's not a sales page. Like, don't, of course, if you have a booking and you miss some and you're like, hey, this is available, like, yeah, fair enough, like, I've got this booking available, but don't treat your Instagram like it's a sales page. Like, no one will want to follow you, because every time they'll log on there, instead of seeing you've done some like nice car, some high-end car, and you've allow your work to sell itself. Don't be like, oh, $4.99 ceramic coating, $2.99 ceramic, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, you can put that type of stuff on your website, but don't make your social media a sales page, because think of it as yourself as someone following that page. You can be like, this dude's just trying to sell me stuff all the time. But if it's good quality content, and you're doing high-end cars, or even if you're not doing high-end cars, but it's an interesting process to watch, or you're seeing good quality work get done, stuff that's interesting, you're going to follow that page. And then when you want to use a detail or get ceramic coating done, there's going to be someone that you think of. And there's one account that I follow, and I don't know if you'll listen to this, but I've been hassling him for a while to do a website. Like, probably like a year or something, because I see his photos and I see his quality of work on Instagram, and like, as someone that has like OCD, I just want to put it on a website so bad, because it's such good quality content. It's called I think his account is I'm not like friends with this guy, like, as in I've spoken to him a couple of times, and but that's about it. But his account's called Wicked Reflections, and I think Reflections has a Z. If I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. I think he's based down in New South Wales somewhere.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, he's in
like,
New South Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have a look at his photos and stuff like that, like, just as someone that does advertising and things like that, like, it's super high quality. Like, everything looks awesome. And to be honest, even when we built your website, like, what was it, over a year ago now or something?
Yeah.
Even though your photos were on the phone, like, they were still really good quality. Like, you could tell you took a lot of effort, and you made sure the backgrounds were clean, and you took good quality images of every job you did. So then when it came to the time for the website, it made my life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Which is but yeah, that's my advice with social media. Don't treat it like it's a sales page as such. Just let your work speak for yourself. And honestly, even my Instagram for my business, that's what I've tried to do as well. I just try and showcase the quality work that I do. I don't try and say like, hey, buy this website or buy this package. Like, yeah, for sure, you can do it every now and then, but don't make that be your account. It's just not, you're just not going to have that good of engagement, and people just, no one likes being sold to, I guess, is the thing.
Yeah, it's too much pushing product sort of side of things.
Yeah, for sure. Even like, if you look at like the biggest brands, I'm trying to think now, like big detailing products or whatnot, that you guys use, like good quality ceramics and stuff, like their pages are just showing like the product being used. They're not saying like, hey, $4.99, $5, whatever it is. Like that the prices and stuff can be on the website if you want to display your prices. But even then, with the website, you can just have your services on there. You don't have to have prices. I understand that, especially detailers, like it depends on the job sometimes, like with your paint corrections and stuff, it depends on, it might be take you ages, and you don't want to say to this bloke, hey man, come down and I'll do it for you for say $500, and then you get there and you're spending 4 days on the thing, but you're stuck to that price. So you can have starting from, I think that's what we did on yours. Was it starting from? Or that maybe we don't have we just have the actual ceramic prices, but not the.
Yeah, we've pretty much. Yeah. I've just got the price, like they have gone up recently. I think everyone's like, even with products have gone up, so we've had to adjust them for that. But yeah, they I've just got a price, and that includes, but mine are based on new car prices.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
We include minimum 3 hours correction. That's on a new car. Might not all need it, but it's sort of a factor in worst case, and then anything that blows out from a second-hand car that's sort of near new, 12 months old, anything more than the 3 hours, we just charge per hour.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then everyone's in the clear, because no one likes coming somewhere with the price in mind, and then they get there and it's like, hey, it's actually an extra, $500 or whatever it is. It just doesn't feel good as a customer.
Yeah. And I just mentioned about the audience part of advertising, because you'll see advertisements. So that you'd see an advertisement. I'm in South Australia. I'd see an advertisement for a guy in Queensland offering car detailing. I'm like,
yeah.
And I've even messaged them back saying you might just want to adjust your audience size, because and then they blamed Instagram or Facebook for that. But it was like, I shouldn't be seeing your promotions from South Australia when you're in Queensland. I said, you're probably targeting the wrong people and wasting money.
I get that for sure. I think what would happen in that case, they'd go boost post, and then it would say just automatic, and it'll be people like your followers as such. And then what would happen was it would say, oh, okay, yeah, your followers are car detailer like yourself or whatever. And then it just goes the whole of Australia. So 100%. Make sure that you target the areas that you can service, for one. Like, you don't want to be doing, if you're in South Australia, you don't want to be advertising Queensland, vice versa. But another thing that, and I think a couple of years ago, it was more, you had to sort of get in there and target like, someone that's interested in car detailing, I want to make sure my ad comes up with them. Like, a big tip is just to let the platform do it. Like, just make it target your area, but then leave it. Like, don't try and, the platform is smarter than you will ever be able to target, and all you're doing by targeting all those little things is limiting what it can do. So just leave it. Like, and I don't know if many advertisers and stuff will say that, because they make out that it's going to be so difficult, we got to do this, do that, blah blah blah. Which, of course, when you're talking linking it to the website and doing all that type of thing, but with the audience, like, just let Facebook do its thing. Like, target the area, and then it'll find your customers. Like I said, it's smarter than you and I.
Yep. And just to go back with the photo side of things, they do take time. Like, I will clear my work area or studio out and to get the right photos, but there's nothing in the background. So, and a lot of other shops do that as well. So they'll have like a final photo, sort of finished job sort of photos. I clear a lot of stuff out that's in the background. And I've always been told about what you can see in reflections of photos as well, like what's in the background. Just be aware of that when taking photos, because in some photos might end up on your website. So, and if they're coming on Instagram, like ours, bounces through back to your website. So
that's right. And the what's it called, the quality of your photo represents the quality of your work. If someone sees a say not a very clear image and whatnot, like, I don't know why, but this might be me personally, but like, if I see low quality photos I just think that person does low quality work. It just reflects it. They haven't taken the effort to take a high, and it's just the way your brain works. When you see something good quality, you reflect that to that person's skills. If their images are all blurred and whatnot, well then yeah, it's not representing the work. And I know there's, if we're talking about details, so I know there's detailers out there that do super high end work and do a very good job, but their photos don't represent that, and it's a shame, because it's like, I know this person does really good work, but they just need to be able to show that to everyone else, because especially as a detail, like some of you guys do it from home and stuff, you don't have a shop front. So the only way that you're going to show people that you're doing a quality service and whatnot is online, through your website, through your images. There's not the massive shop front to be like, hey, that guy's a big, good quality business. Like, it's the same as me. Like, I don't have a massive shop front for people to be like, oh wow, that's what he does. Everything's online, and it has to look clean, and people trust you with what you do.
Yeah, I think that's big at the moment. There's a lot of detailing shops spending money on on themselves in their studios, making the studios look cleaner and better. And there's been a few pop up as late. So
Don't get me wrong. Like, 100% having a nice clean shop and everything. Like, yeah, that's super important as well. And if you're able to do that and you're in that situation, you're in that position in your business, like, yeah, it definitely makes a difference when you walk in somewhere. A good friend of mine, he runs a business on the Sunshine Coast called Wrap Masters. His Instagram is Wrap Masters Australia. He does like the Expel, PPF and stuff, and he's just been investing like a ton of money back into setting up. Like, I think he's got 2 or 3 shops now, like side by side, like insane. If you have a look on his Instagram, I think it's Wrap Masters Oz. You can see that he's invested in that, but then the work that he's getting, like, he's doing like Ferraris, he's doing Porsches, he's doing Teslas, etc. Like, he had like a full had a Urus in there doing full body kit on it, and I think it comes down to people seeing that, hey, this is a quality brand, and they've invested money into themselves, and then you can obviously see that when you're going to bring your high quality car into that business because you trust them.
Yep. We always talk about presentation and how you portray yourself online, like in how your photos and stuff is it can get you a lot of work. So
100%, makes a massive difference. Like, I seen when you sent me those, I don't know if I meant to say this, but you sent me the questions before the podcast. I don't know if you normally read them out or whatever. But one of the questions, I think, was how do I make my website with high end and professional? Was that one of the questions?
Best way to get website exposure, is it?
I think there was one there that was something about
what sort of theme do I need to go for to make my website look high end and professional?
And that, as we were speaking before, it like we can build you a website, and we can make a good quality website that works on a phone, a tablet, and a computer, and it works all seamlessly. But the content that's on that website, the actual imagery, as we were saying, and the videos, etc., if you want to put them on there, that's what's going to make you look professional more than anything else. So that, I guess, that answers that question.
Maybe get someone in, does professional photography, get some in, take some photos. And I know a lot of people have in-house, like big shops have their own photographer and videographer guys now, so teams.
100%.
And
bigger, I guess, you guys, detailers more than anyone, that's what you do. You make things look good, so make sure that your stuff looks good as well.
It's a visual, sort of what we promote is visual. When you look at a nice shiny car, that's what the customer sees, and that's what they love. So
I love it. Like, I'm not a detailer, but like I love it when I see like a nice, clean, shiny car, like it, or a before and after or whatnot. Like, it's satisfying to see it.
No, absolutely. What about Google ads? We touch on them a little bit. So how does that all work again? And what sort of probably budget wise, how does that work?
So as I was saying earlier, budget wise, for one, it depends on what area you're in, depending on what keywords they're going to be that you need to pay for. And there's a thing you can do, it's called the Google Keyword Planner, that we have access to, and we can put in a bunch of keywords, and then it'll give you an estimated amount of searches per month for that keyword. and the estimated amount you're going to pay per click from the low end to the high end. But yeah, budget wise, same sort of thing. It just, again, be consistent with what you're spending. It's hard for me to say like exactly how much I recommend because it just does depend on the keyword that they want to come up for. Broad keywords, like for example, like ceramic coating near me or whatnot, probably a lot more expensive than say ceramic coating and then the little suburb that you're in. There might not be as much searches, but it's a lot cheaper to run for that. But I recommend if you're going to do Google ads, one, be consistent, but I do recommend doing like social media at the same time, even if you're doing like a smaller budget. So then when someone goes to your website after they've Googled it, they might not take action there, but then when they see the Facebook ad later, oh yeah, that reminds me of that. And then they'll probably message you over someone else that they've looked up on Google.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So if you go into Google Ads, set up, so if you go ceramic coating Gold Coast, you punch that in. So that means when someone types that in, your shop's going to be at the top of the search engine, or is that?
Yeah, so you're bidding for the top. So depending on your budget. So let's say, for example, you gave it $20 a day. That keyword, I don't know, it could be $10 a click. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but and you bidded for the top and you win that auction, well then you'll pay for that click. And it's kind of, Google Ads is kind of a bit weird where like you give it a daily budget, but let's say today it might spend, let's say your daily budget $20. Today it might spend $20. It might spend $30, but then tomorrow it might only spend 10. So then it sort of evens out as a monthly thing more than like a daily rate, because then you get charged for it at the end of the month or when the account reaches $1,000. So yeah, and then another thing they'll mention with that, so it's important, there's different types of keywords. So you can have like a broad keyword, which is, I don't recommend doing that, because a broad keyword, let's say for example it's ceramic coating, someone could type in how to ceramic coat my car myself, but because your broad keyword is ceramic coating, your ad will come up, and because it's at the top of Google, when someone typed that in, they'll probably click it, and that's going to cost you money, and then they're not going to be your customer.
True.
So you just want to make sure the keywords are correct. You can do exact match or phrase match as well. And then the negative keywords is where you're going to save the most amount of money. So let's say, for example, I'll just try to relate it to detailing. So let's just say it's like, I don't know, you'd make like Bunnings or super cheap a negative keyword, because you don't want to, anyone that's looking up Bunnings or anyone that's looking up, like say they're looking up like detailing products Bunnings or something, you want to make sure anything with those words in it, your ad does not come up. Otherwise it will use your budget. Like it will, if people typed it in and it thinks, oh, it could be similar, like you'll pay for that click. So that's the most important thing is just making sure that those negative keywords are in place, and obviously the right type of keywords in the beginning. And that's how a lot of people lose their not lose their money, but I guess you would say, lose their money with Google ads in the beginning, because they'll just put in there, ceramic coating and a ton of keywords. Like you only really want like 3 or 4 keywords per. So there's campaign, and then there's ad group, and then there's the ad. So the campaign is like, you would say the overall like of what you're doing. That's where you put the budget in. And then the ad group is basically self-explanatory. It's a group of ads. So that ad group, let's just say we're doing ceramic coating Sydney. That ad group, let's have ceramic coating Sydney as a keyword. Let's have, ceramic coating professional Sydney or something like that. Again, I'd look closer in detail if I was setting up for someone, but and then that ad group would have its own ads suited to ceramic coating. And then if you wanted to do a detailing ad group, you would have 3 or 4 keywords under detailing Sydney, and then you would have those detailing ads. So that way, when someone's typing in, you don't want them typing in ceramic coating, and then your Google ad says like detailer Sydney without that keyword ceramic coating in it, because for one, Google don't really like that, but then you're not speaking directly to the person what they're searching for.
Yep.
So don't do more than like it's 4 or 5 keywords per ad group. Don't go and put in there, like same as we were saying before with the Facebook. Don't go and target a million things. Like just do like 3 or 4. Have a look at how many searches it's got, and make sure that it's within your budget, and make sure you're realistic with the daily budget you're giving it as well. Otherwise, you won't get enough clicks to result in, because not every person clicking is going to convert straight away. Like, it's just not how it works. So yeah, that would be my recommendation for that.
Yeah. Oh, crap. What was else I was going to say? So Google ads and website. So when building a website with SEO,
Yeah.
is that then separate?
Yeah. So
Because you're sort of putting SEO into Google ads. Is that another?
Sorta. So
You can-
Google Ads is you basically paying to be at the top, how I explained it.
Yep.
SEO stands for search engine optimization. So
Yep.
you're building the website and making the content on the website and the back end of the website as well as you can to those keywords that you want to come up when not paying for the ads. When
True.
you're just
Yep.
organically. So you're kind of you're telling Google like, hey, this is what I do. This is this. When you read my website, when the platform reads it, I want to come up for these type of keywords. The hard thing with SEO is, so Google Ads, you can get to the top straight away if you got money to spend, you know. But on new websites, like SEO takes quite a long time to start working. As you can imagine, there would be people that want to go for the same keywords as you that have had websites for 5-6 years before you that have had a lot of traffic to them. Google recommend they're better than yours. So there is things you can do, like there's heaps of things, the blogs you do, etc., the way it's set up. The main thing is just making sure the page titles and there's no like broken links and things like that. Broken links when someone clicks something and it doesn't go where it was meant to, it just goes nowhere. And the page titles are, like, for example, when you Google something and you'll see that page title and then the description's underneath it. And the more pages you have on the website, that means the more pages you have on the Google as well. So it just comes down to your budget and what you want to do and how much content you want to have on there and whatnot.
Yep. No worries. What about what's probably I don't know what you can say, but budget wise, like some of the people what sort of dollar figures are people spending these days?
Yeah. So
say Google Ads.
yeah, like honestly, like a budget of say like $25 a day on Google Ads, depending on your industry, roughly would be enough to get you some decent results if you spend it like throughout the month. That would be my recommendation with the Google Ads. You don't want to spend too little, just because, as I said before, it's not going to be enough clicks to get you some sort of results. Like, yeah, it'll probably use your budget, but it won't be enough. And then that's what I'd recommend. And then with the social media, same sort of thing, $15-20 a day. Like, obviously if you have the budget to spend more and once you've started doing that consistently and you're getting work from it, there's no harm in increasing the budget. If you're putting in 500 and you pull out a $2,000 job, I mean, you might as well spend 1,000 next time. And then, you know what I mean? It's just growing at your own pace and making sure that you're comfortable with what you're spending. And, the financial environment changes as well, with what people are wanting to spend and etc. So you just gotta keep an eye on it and make sure you're spending what's realistic to you. And, I had a client a while ago. I don't even know. I built his website for him. And then he got someone else to do the advertising. I don't know who. And like the guy just told him this is a new business. Like, I mean, the guy was like doing it from home. It was not like, he wasn't in the stage to like spend crazy money, but the guy said to him, oh, you spend 100 X amount a day. Like, I said to him, I said, man, I'm telling you, like, you don't want to do that. Like, it's not going to work. You haven't built the brand. You haven't built a business for people. You don't have the reviews. You don't have a bunch of things that are, make it capable for you to spend that money. And what happened was he spent the entire, like, basically every dollar he had on this advertising. And then it didn't work because obviously it's too much too quick. Anything that's quick to rise falls quick, and it just basically, I don't even think he does detailing anymore. Like, he just spent all his money and he burnt himself and went and got some normal job or something. But if he just, I guess it's like anything. You kind of got to go through like the hard stuff to sort of work out what works, and I think in the beginning you said we got in touch, but in the beginning, I think I just called you. I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just, yeah, I
yeah.
think I just called you. I seen you're a detailer, and I just picked up the phone and was like, hey man, like this is what I do, and I think I sent you some other websites I'd done, and yeah, and then we just went from there. So I guess there's no, I'm don't nothing anything too good to be true is too good to be true. Where we're like, oh, you spend $100, we're gonna get you 100 new ceramic coating clients, etc. Like
Yeah,
it's just not realistic. Like
yeah,
it's just not. You just got to be careful with that, and make sure that people are honest, and maybe ask them for see what other work they've done, or even ask people that have used them previously or used them for a website or whatever, and just see what they think. It's like anything. Just do a little bit of research and make sure you're but never, I don't know, just never go and spend everything you have. That's what I see on that guy, and I honestly felt so sorry for him because he was just like a older guy trying to go out on yourself and do ceramic coating, and I love it when people are trying to do their own thing. You do it, I do it, and everyone probably listening to this does it, and
mm,
it's I love seeing it. I love seeing people go out on their own and do something they're passionate about, and when I see that, it's just like, oh man, like you could have just you didn't have to do that. But yeah, that's my advice. Don't go crazy with the spending. Just spend what you're comfortable with.
yeah. Exactly. You don't want to blow the whole budget week one into your business and trying to
Yeah, you're better
promote.
off like say your budget's $1,000. You're better off spending that over the whole month instead of doing, that in 1 week or a couple of days. Just be consistent, as I always said. But that's the same I guess that's the same in any business. Just
Mm,
consistency wins every time.
yeah, yeah. What yeah, because I think our connection. I think you'd done another Geon installer's site, so I think that's
Yeah.
how we met. So it was good because yeah, I think everyone cops the Google emails from overseas saying that
Yeah.
your SEO is not at the top or whatever. And yeah, so
And they're consistent, those guys too.
oh,
They call
absolutely,
all the time. They call me. I get them calling me saying, Do you need a new website or something?" And I'm just like, like who are you talking to? Like, but I try to be as polite as possible to people. I've been there in my business where like I just had to call people to get new people in.
yep,
And I try to be as polite as I can to people cold calling, and I know sometimes people get annoying, but it's yeah, that's just one thing. I got a lot of sympathy for people that cold call and whatnot, because it's hard, man. It's not easy. Like,
yep,
it's something in your brain doesn't want you to do it. But I would recommend it to people. Like, if you think someone has an opportunity for you and you can help them in some way, like just pick up the phone, because not enough people do it this day and age. Like, not enough people just reach out. Like, if you're gonna DM someone or whatnot, if you see their number there, like, just give them a call. Just see if they see if you can just talk to them directly. Everyone loves to talk to someone on the phone. It's a lot more personal than through message or whatnot. And that's the same thing when we build the website. So you make sure the phone number's super easy to click all the time. It's prominent throughout the thing, and same as when they fill in the form. Like, I recommend to people, when someone inquires through your website and you get their details through that form, the first thing I would do is, obviously it's late at night or something, don't call them. But if you get that inquiry, give them a ring straight back. It's a lot. You're probably going to get a lot better results through those inquiries than if you just shot them a message or an email back or a text.
yep, yeah. I remember that recently for myself. Once the website kicked in, you get the the message, the email about it, and they leave their number. So I instantly rang the guy, and he was like, "Geez, that was quick." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sort of not on the tools. I'm sort of just prepping for a
Yeah,
coating or
yeah,
whatever. So I've got time to be no noise, so I can talk right now and discuss
yeah.
the PPF what we're talking about." So yeah, they were impressed that like getting back to the customer straight away.
Yeah, it's
They
that
help.
it's that personal touch that makes a massive difference for sure.
Yeah. What about, because I've had a couple of people on here that don't have websites,
Mhm.
and they don't think they need them, or they just live on word of mouth.
Yeah,
Because I was the same, like I was a little bit small, still am, but I sort of got the site just to probably make it more professional looking
yeah,
and
yeah. That's
easy for
yeah.
people.
So to touch on that, like, people that I'll speak to, like, a lot of the times they'll say like, "Oh, I've got Instagram or I've got word of mouth or whatnot. And it's like, this isn't a website isn't going to take away from that. Like, it's not, I don't know, the response I get seems like it's not that they don't need, it's like kind of that they think they don't need it. And like, yeah, for sure, some businesses do well on Instagram or word of mouth and whatnot, but why would you not want to invest the money into making a website that's professional for your business and generating more work? I don't really see the negative to it. Like, especially mobile businesses, as we're saying, that don't have the shop front, most of the time, especially older clients in your type of industry that have the higher end cars and stuff like that, like, they're going to say to their friend that recommended them, if they did, oh yeah, what's their website? Someone, yes, there's for sure, if you have a good brand and you have good people are going to trust you with their car that being recommended to you or whatnot without a website. But it's one of those things, it makes your business realistic. Like, it makes your business real, because anyone can create an Instagram account, anyone can create a Facebook account, and go to mobile or whatever it is, or whatever their business is. But when you've invested the money into a website, it shows that you're real, you're professional, and you're established, not just some backyard thing. And anyone listening to this that doesn't have a website, I don't think that you're a backyard thing. I'm just saying that it just makes your business that next step more professional, and it's only going to benefit you. There's no negatives to it.
Yeah. And I think with the amount of competition people have in their areas, I think standing out is what we were talking about before, standing out and having a good website helps. So
yeah, 100%. As we're saying, if you're not on Google, like, you're missing out on all those customers. And if someone sees your Facebook and your Instagram, like, most of the time they're going to be like, oh yeah, what's their website? And have a look in further detail at the services that they offer. Like, it gives you a chance to really tell people what it is you do, and allows them to look through it in their own time. And again, if you have like high quality images, you can put all them on there and show people, hey, this is some of the best work we've done. And that's what I recommend with the website too. Like, only put your best work on there. Like, people will send me, like, say it's a detailer, they'll send me, like, I'll say to them, just send me everything you've got, and then I'll choose what I reckon works. And then once they receive the draft, then we can obviously, like you and I did, you can go back and forth and change that. Oh, I think this car would look better or whatnot. But yeah, a website is meant to be your best self as a business. Like, it's just a highlight of the best things you do, and show people your services in further detail, and yeah, give them a chance to look through what it is you do, and explain what it is you do, and without being on Instagram trying to sell everything.
Yep. No, that's good.
It's sorry to cut you off, but realistically, like, people that have massive shops and stuff like that, like, a website it's such a small expense. Like, it's not, I don't sell websites to detailers that are 10, 15 grand. It's going to be under 4, under 5, depending on what size you want, be under 3 grand. It's not a crazy expense to make a difference. And once you've got it, there's no, like, you've got it. You've paid that one-off fee. It's yours now. The only thing you need to do is pay the hosting every year to keep it online. It's like $250 or something.
Yeah, because that's all part of keeping the name and being online, isn't it? The hosting side of things.
Yeah, that's right. Basically, your hosting is what keeps your website on the internet. If you don't pay the hosting, the website's still there. It's just not online until the hosting's paid again.
Yeah. And that doesn't go to you. That goes to, who gets that? The government or someone?
Yeah, not the government. Whoever the platform is that we decided to build that one on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Whatever hosting they use. Basically, that's just how much they charge me. I've obviously got to have a little bit government taxes, but yeah, it's all going to the platform. And on I don't want to sound like I'm selling myself, but on all new websites that we build, we include the hosting for free for the first 12 months for them as well.
Yeah. No, nice. Well, I've just got some questions that a few people did reach out about, which was good.
Yeah.
What's the most important info on a website? Prices, contact, content, service.
It comes down to, like, I guess, what the purpose is of your website. Like, if your purpose is to, sell detailing instead of ceramic coating or whatnot, well, then obviously you want the detailing to be prominent. But the most important thing I would say on the website is the content, like the images, making sure that, you know, the logos match throughout, the colors and everything match together, and it just looks professional. The content, obviously the content, like you don't want to have like pages of writing. Like people aren't going to read that. You know, back in the day when people did websites, they had like, oh, about us, we started in 1993, which is great to tell your history, but like, don't make the whole website. Like, no one's going to read it. Like, just make it look cool, make it showcase your best services, and make it easy for them to get in touch with you. That's my recommendation anyway.
Yep. And they went on to say, is simpler better? Like, keep it simple. Is that better?
Yeah, I personally think like the style that I try and build, and most people, I guess most of all of our clients are happy with, is that simpler style. You know, just like obviously having cool images and stuff like that, and doing shadows and graphics and stuff. We do all that too, makes it look cool. But the actual content of the website, it doesn't need to be crazy, because then you start getting issues with like it might look different on your phone to your tablet to your computer, and it's hard to make it all like symmetrical when you've got like, you know, I guess it depends on the question, like what, like the detail of the question. Like, yes, of course you want to have detail like images and information about what you want, but the actual layout, I think simpler is better. Like you can see in the ones, have a look at your one or whatnot. Like it's pretty simple.
Yep. What was the other one? How much time people spend when visiting a website? Can you see that in analytics or not really?
Yeah, you can see like the amount of time someone spends on your page, etc. Um, Again, it depends on the person. Like someone that's super interested in your services might spend ages on there, or someone that is you know, just quickly seen it and was like, oh yeah, cool, filled in the details or whatever, like might not spend that much time. It really depends on the person, and depends on the business, depends on how much detail, what details you have on the site, etc., what you're selling.
Yeah. Yeah, I often send my customers, I text them the link or whatever if they've rang inquiring about something, a coding or whatever. I just send them a link just to say, show this is what we do. This might explain a little bit more than what I've just explained, or yeah,
Yeah.
pictures and stuff. So you send them a link, and that's probably goes part of being professional. Send them towards your website, show them what you actually do, and this is what you are, who you are.
Yeah, it just streamlines everything for you. Like, you know, you don't want to have to write, oh, ceramic coating, this is why, blah, 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 every time on your phone, texting it, when you can be doing a job, getting paid, you know?
Yep.
Um, and again, then they can look through it in their own time. They can see your reviews if you've got them on there. They can see the different types of packages, and they can at least then say when you do call them, they might say, oh, I seen this level 1 Geon that you have or whatnot, and you can say to them, look, give me a bit more details, or maybe have a look at the level 2, level 3, etc. It gives you that chance to sell someone something that might be better suited to them, but they didn't know if they didn't see your website and see those options there.
Yep. That was another one. Google reviews. Do a lot of people have them connected to their website? Probably
Yeah. A
not.
lot of people connect it with you can connect it with a plugin, or you can just like put your best testimonials on there, just in like a certain section of the site. But the Google reviews are good. So Google reviews help you rank in your local area. So your Google My Business profile is obviously separate to your website, but
Yep.
you link the website to the Google My Business profile, so it's all in one. And then yeah, definitely getting reviews on there. Like a lot of people read them, and it's super important that the people see that what other people have thought of what you've done. It builds a lot more trust for sure.
Yep. No, I've heard that a fair bit. So, but it is hard to try and get people like
Oh yeah,
you do reviews. Like people send me reviews from whatever, like if your hotel stays or whatever and stuff like
yeah,
that. And sometimes you just can't be bothered. And then but it
yeah.
depends who your customer is and how good you get along with them. They'll give you a review back. But
Yeah, that's right. It is. Yeah, it is one of those things where, like, you know, if someone's picking up their car or something, and they're like, yeah, they're excited about the car, they're probably not thinking about leaving your review. But if you, yeah, I always just try and I try and ask for one each time I've finished a website, and because it helps my business. Like, what helps anyone's business to get a review on there. And yeah, I recommend it for sure.
Yep. Probably the last one. The truth about the best way to get website exposure. Did we probably talk about that?
Yeah, so if you want like exposure, as in like just people seeing it as much as you can, you're probably best off, as we were saying before, doing the social media ads and sending people to it. And same with the Google ads. The social media is probably going to be cheaper if you just want more people to see it. And obviously, especially a new website, the more people you can get to it, the faster it'll start climbing up the search results as well. So yeah, probably social media ads, sending them to the website with all your details and stuff on there would be your best bet for sure.
Yeah, and obviously, I think I've heard before with a lot of us are doing like the stories and stuff. If you do maybe a promotion or whatever, maybe put that link in your story to your website straight away.
Yeah, for sure. If you're going to do like like a new car or something, or whatever the service is that you're showcasing, yeah, you can have that link on your story, back to that page on your website. So then again, you, like we said earlier, you're not basically saying like, this is our G-on package, buy it now, but you're giving the option. They want more details, like, yeah, hit the link and details are on the website. And yeah, but I guess the biggest thing with a website is it just professionalizes your business. Like that's really what it does. Like it makes you real, I guess I would say.
Yeah. Another one with pricing, I know others have sort of like a subscription based website. Like if you go and get one built elsewhere, I've heard of others. So you pay a monthly fee. So yours is just a one-off fee.
Normally we do like a 50% deposit and then 50% at the end. But depending on like, we're open to, I have a client at the moment and they want to pay it off like in 4 different installments. Like, that's not a problem either. Like pretty open to whatever people want to do.
Yeah. But once you pay for it, that's yours. Like they don't need
Yeah.
a monthly payment. It's only a yearly hosting. That's it. So
yeah, that's right. I guess that's a big thing that, I guess any industry, has those type of things where it's like, oh, pay this every month, etc. Like, it's with a website, like you can just pay the hosting every year, and then you can and same as we did with yours as well. And some people want to access the site themselves once it's finished. We can add your email to it, and then you can edit things yourself if you like, or if you need a hand with it, we can just let you know how much it'll be at the time, quote it based on the changes that you want.
Yeah, no, it's good now. Yeah, I got me login details so you can change pricing yourself now. So that's sort of handy when times change or whatever and
just
stuff
easy
like that.
to do yourself. Yeah, for sure.
No, very good. I think that's about it, really.
How long has it been so far? I didn't look.
Oh, we've been long enough, nearly an hour. So that's sort of
Oh, right, that
we
goes
try
quick.
and we try and normally aim for about an hour of content. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think hopefully this one's been helpful for everyone out there. We did request it for a while, and yeah, we finally aligned our times, which was good. So, but
Yeah, I really appreciate you inviting me on, and yeah, if anyone does want a website or whatever, flick me a DM or go on my website, or give me a call or whatever, and yeah, mention if they mention this, I'm happy to hook them up and yeah, look after them.
yeah, nice. No, it's been good because yeah, I always wanted this. Like this was always a topic that I wanted to cover, and there's many others as well. And I think yeah, we have explained others about websites and have you got a website? So I think it's beneficial. A lot of people reach out to me just starting out, like from home or whatever, and yeah, I think everyone's trying to be big on social media. That's another one. The reels. Do you have? What do you do? Many reels, Instagram reels?
Yeah, I'm like on my account. I have like 3 images in a row, but if you click the reels thing at the top, like yeah, we do a ton of reels.
Yeah.
They work really well. Like I recommend them to any business. Like definitely do the reels. Like they go a lot further than your photos. Like a lot more people see them than your photos as well. Yeah, especially with the music now that you're able to add on them, that the platform gives you, like, I don't know how long ago, it was like a year or something. You couldn't, there wasn't reels and there wasn't the music, but the music makes a massive difference. And yeah, I definitely recommend that for sure.
Yeah. I remember another guy who does podcasts in America, Jimbo, he was like, Instagram Reels is where it's at. And I did look it up at the time. I'm like, this is so much work. And then some of these boys on here and where is he? I'll shout him out. He was on the other week, Riverside Auto Detailing. So the reels he does are unbelievable. And I'm just like, far out. So I had to go the other day and yeah, and you're right. A lot more people look at it. And it's
Yeah, the
like,
platform really it really rewards you for them. I think it's because they were competing with TikTok. You know how
mm,
TikTok was the short videos and whatnot. So then they're like, oh, okay, we need to add this sort of feature to our platform. So they're really really big on it. And that's the same with as you were saying earlier, with if you're going to post a reel on your Instagram, make sure you post it to your Facebook page as well. Like
mm,
sometimes you get more views on the Facebook page than you do the Instagram.
yep.
But just as we were saying before, consistent and try to be on all platforms. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for sure. I lacked a bit on the TikTok. Like I was super late to TikTok for my business, but yeah, they're definitely all three platforms for sure.
I'm not on TikTok. I'm bugging enough with enough Facebook and Instagram and
Yeah,
this
yeah, it's a lot of
podcast
work when
stuff,
you're doing
and
them all. Yeah,
that's why I don't even have a podcast Facebook, or I don't even run a group on there at the moment because I'm not really into the groups. I'm only into one group and that's it.
yeah.
Yeah, or forums or whatever we talk about. But yeah, I'm really on Insta and Facebook. So and that's keeps me busy enough. But yeah, the reels are interesting. So there's a lot of details out there doing some wicked work on the reels, and the amount of work that goes into them. I don't know. It's
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, especially in detailing. Like, there's a lot of cool reels I've seen of work people have done. That yeah, looks really good, and definitely makes a difference. And same as your website and whatnot. Like, if you can afford to get a professional video done, even if it's like a one-off thing to put on your site, and to use it on social media as well. Like, I definitely recommend getting that done. Like, it's looks amazing.
mm, yeah, yeah, and a lot of people in the industry doing getting into YouTube now, even more in Australia, which is good. So
Yeah, for sure. And like, same as YouTube and everything, it's just consistency wins every time. And I know it might not feel like it at the time you're posting this reel and you're tired after the day or whatnot. But if you just do it consistently and you keep going, like it pays off for sure.
nah. I think the key take is what I've heard is you got to keep Google happy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Keep Google happy. Make sure the website that you're getting works well on all devices. They're really big on that as well, because obviously most people these days are on a phone when they're looking it up.
Yeah. No, awesome. Oh, well, thanks, Dan, for coming on and making time for it. It's been good.
Yeah, no
So,
worries. Like I said, I really appreciate it. And if anyone has any questions or whatnot, just yeah, feel free to reach out anytime.
yep. Yeah, he's on Instagram. So yeah, that's been good. And thanks for everyone putting in the questions. If you have any more, maybe direct them to Dan, because he'll probably know more about it than I will. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we
I
know
threw.
Dale's already busy doing his Facebook page and he doesn't have time.
No, I'm running 3, 4 accounts here now, so it's. I don't know how you guys do it every day, like for other people like that. I did
Oh,
think of doing that, like, because it does take a lot of time, and people have talked about getting their other like people doing their posting for them, because it
yeah,
is
we
hectic.
do manage accounts for people.
Yeah.
If they we don't like, I have a videographer, like subcontractor, that does like stuff around Brisbane and whatnot, because that's where we are, in Gold Coast and Sunshine Coast, etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have the content, for sure, you can send us the content, then we can handle that for you. We can schedule it all, make sure it's all going to all platforms and has the right hashtags, captions, etc., and give you advice on what does well and what to promote and spend a bit of money on and that type of thing.
No, it's an interesting space because I think not every detailer has time to promote themselves and post every day. Like there's some boys in our industry do stories across a whole job every day, day in day out, and they do
Yeah,
excellent work at it. And
Yeah, it's
a skill.
It's a lot of work, like to do your job and to do the social media. But I guess most people now see that it's just part of it to get the results and to get those new customers in and to build your to build your brand. And that's I guess just before I go, that's another thing that I probably only realized within the last like year or so with my business. Like I always heard people talk about, you hear these gurus and stuff saying like, oh, build a brand, and a lot of people don't really understand what that means, but it's basically you want people to know who your business is, like when they think of that subject. So say they think of like detailing, you want them to immediately think of your brand, your logo, your content, and all the work that you've done. And that comes from consistency and having Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and a website all working together. And yeah, because once you build a brand, like it really helps you. Like people then know the brand, they know what it is. Like we're saying in the beginning with Range Rover, like you chose that car because of the brand. Like I bought a Tesla because of the brand. It makes a massive difference, and yeah, consistency wins every time.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's a very good point. So, yeah, and I think, fair few do that, market themselves as a brand. So, I think it's the way to go. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll wrap it up, Dan. But yeah, thanks heaps. And I think I don't really talk about it much, but about rating what I do on this pod as well. So I don't know if anyone's into Apple, and I don't think Spotify. I think you can maybe leave a review, but Apple you can leave 5 stars and stuff. So I don't really push that too much, but I'll probably push it more, but it's all right.
You're doing what you like to do, and that's the main thing.
That's exactly. I'm not here to push, like that. I'm just here to get everyone on and talk about what we do and share what we do. So that's all it's about. So it's good. But we'll wrap it up, and thanks for your time, and thanks for listening, guys. Thanks, Dan.
No worries. Thanks, heaps. See ya.
No worries. Cheers.
That was another episode of the Detailing Down Under podcast. Subscribe now for everything auto detailing in Australia.